Hola lovers, it's MJ from Ultra Love. How are you? I am gonna do some weekly readings for you guys. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm MJ. I'm the founder of Ultra Love. I have a series of digital products and online products, and including merchandise, a book, called The Fearless Life Guide, which is based on my own 20-year spiritual awakening and transformation journey, and professional success as a yoga teacher as well. Yoga meditation teacher, transformational coach, and healer. I talk a lot about this sort of paradigm shift on the planet because that was ultimately the insight that sort of that I answered. What's it called when you heed the call? So this awareness of paradigm shift on planet was part of me beginning to travel and philosophize and end up over here with lovers. So I'm super intuitive. That's why I've been guided to intuitive tarot, and ultimately guided to run an online business, basically working online, sharing messages from the heart. My intention with the tarot is to offer divine guidance and loving clarity. So if you resonate, feel free to book a private reading. Mega appreciate your guys' comments and um, the likes and the shares and all that. It means a whole lot. It's supporting the Ultra Love movement and supporting myself and Team Love. So your being here is mega beautiful and very much appreciated. So thank you. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you're doing good. I'm going to read for Aries. We're going to start off this reading with Aries. We are in the week of May 17th to the 24th. However, in paradigm shift energy or new paradigm, we are really expanding beyond, you'd say, the kind of Gregorian calendar or the 12 moon cycles. So moving into 13 moon cycles. So on this channel, I do offer the sign of Fucus, which is typically sitting between Sagittarius and Scorpio, I want to say, or like sometime in December. Either way, I know that quite a lot of you here resonate with a Fucus, so I just want to say thanks to those of you who asked me to do a Fucus, because it's providing that unique service for the people who desire it. And yeah, I do monthly tarot, weekly tarot, obviously the private service, and I like, to joke about the noodle share. I also have some private membership sites of the private live share crew where we meet once a week. The Fearless Life Tribe is on Facebook, and there's a whole bunch of videos, like hours worth of video content. And then the online yoga crew, which I'm playing around with different price points, so we will see what comes through. Okay, so let's start us off. I feel like I've just been pulling cards but not been really focused. So I want to start the reading formally now. The collective energies are sitting with this current global energy and endeavoring to really get clear. We've been in this sort of accelerated patterned loop process of addressing what I call like the base tone or the densities. I call it densities and distortion, how it feels and then how it looks, right? So we're harmonizing and clearing what I call of the base tones, so some of the deepest, darkest suffering patterns. And as we clear those base tones, ultimately on the physical plane, we're watching that outwork itself. We're watching kind of the chaos of the crumbling world order, you could say. So there we have Aries. So this week in May, and of course, regardless of when you're seeing it, this is for Aries. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Some of you have had, oh bless you, Aries. So this is, I feel this might be for somebody kind of specific. There's been pretty intense cycle. Possibly a bust up, like a family bust up or something like that, leaving you with sleepless nights, and then it comes to an end. Because we go from 5 to 9 to 10 of swords. So there's definitely some conflict here. I mean, because it's sword energy, a lot of the conflict would be your own energy, your own mental energy. I feel like for some of you, this could be connected to, you might be feeling attacked by a family member. Okay, one more. I'm just going to get one more clarifier. So, uh, let's just see the advice for this. So for whomever this is resonating with, conflict, sleepless nights, you're obviously stressing about a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a loop going on in your mind. It's something to do, I feel, with a family member, somebody you know, or somebody quite close to you, like a... So your advice is basically to go within, like hermit mode. And there is this energy in this month of May, this incredibly reflective. So take this, you know, energy to go within and claim that. Claim your ability. Like, if there is some shit going down with the family, or just, again, a close community or close friends, like, you don't, there again, this is like the manifestation teaching, but you don't need to keep looking at it. You don't need to keep poking at it. You don't need to, you don't need to keep going over the conflict that presented itself. And that's part of the sleepless nights energy. The Ten of Swords is here because indeed it's letting us know that it will come to an end. Like, this too shall pass and it will come to a close. And 10 is a finality. So whatever this sort of problematic issue is, it is coming to an end. And again, your advice here is to go within, let yourself be the hermit, and then be open to receive. There's Aries. Let's move on to the Taurians. So Taurus, your energy this week for anyone who resonates with Taurus. So I'm hearing something about, like, Tauruses are really getting some shakeups. So I just shuffled, and then we had the 9, and then again the 5 of Swords. So let's see if those cards come out again. Emperor. I feel that's possibly your energy, or that's also an Aries energy. Oh my goodness, so fucking sweet. Taurus. Taurus energy here, Emperor. This perhaps, so there's twofold. This is possibly a love interest. That would be a very empowered person. Kings or emperors, or empresses. Ultimately, I see as like the highest order of the deck. Like, we think of kings and queens having their kingdoms and queendoms. The emperors and empresses are like, they're like a universe in themselves. You know, where a king and a queen would be like a nation. It's a little bit of a different energy. It's more commanding. It's more solid in itself. More evolved ultimately. And I recently heard another reader say how, like, and it's similar to my interpretation, but like, the emperor is the encapsulated whole of all 4 kings. Similarly, the empress is the encapsulated whole of all 4 queens. So there's in the emperor and empress energy, there is incredible balance, while at the same time holding incredible power. You know, so you're either, this is really straightforward and really rather beautiful. You just have the Emperor, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Taurus. So dare I say, you could well be coming into some joyful abundance this month. It could be via an Aries, or via somebody really, really in their power, who exhibits possibly a lot of masculine energy. There again, we all have the masculine, feminine polarity, so it's really about your own, how you're interpreting the general reading, right? Or what gender you are, what's your preference. This is an extremely, you know, powerful. It's almost like, as well, either you're embodying this energy, or somebody comes into your reality that helps you to embody this 9, and then together you create the 10 of Cup. Yeah, this is like a full manifestation energy, full mastery. So for some of you as well, this could have to do with another layer of you stepping into your divine path and purpose and mastery, which obviously on the emotional level is going to be really fulfilling. Thanks, Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. Gemini. What's going through the Geminis right now? My lovers. Gemini. Divine guidance, love, and clarity for the sign, or anyone resonates with Gemini. We've had the nodal axis moving into North Node Gemini. South Node Sagittarius. This is good too. Okay, so after a period of, there could have been some pretty serious blockage when it comes to your pentacle and finances. You may have been, I want to say you may have been out of work or gone through a bit of a loss. I mean, we know with the transit, the recent transit of Capricorn, or even just the like the Pluto conjunction stuff at the beginning of this year, this is a restrictive energy, i.e. even the current the current situation, right? And then there's a lot of unrest, like typically speaking, when it comes to the economy and a flow of flow of currency. So that is there, that Four of Pentacle as well. It's sort of an energy of like just being smart, just not being super impulsive with your money. However, this bodes well for you because you end up there with the Nine of Pentacle. So I feel that for some of you, Gemini, you're coming more into sovereignty with regards to your work and finances, and with regard to your material reality. We then have a Chariot, and I don't even need to pull another card because I'm thinking, oh, I wonder what the Chariot's for. So the Chariot has to do with you moving forward in this new beginning. I feel that for some of you, Gemini, it may well be that you, as you come into your own and then come into your money, the Ace of Pentacle here feels like a potential for investing it. You might be, yeah, it just feels like an investment, like putting your money into something. It feels more substantial than an idea, though. This feels like maybe putting your investment into property or into land or into like a low risk bond or something like that. Like not super duper risky, but something that's going to steadily grow your pinnacle, basically. So it's pretty sweet. This is nice, Gemini. Oh, do I want to say a happy birthday to the Gemini as well? I feel like we're coming to a close for the Taurus, so happy birthday, Gemini. Okay, let us crack on and do the Cancer. Ooh, Cancers. Ooh, baby, you guys are amazing. Cancer. I have Cancer in my North Node, so Cancer energy, in regard to my natal chart, is possibly one of the most, even though I'm super emotional and profound, I'm not somebody that would necessarily own it the same way maybe a Cancer would. So the Cancers are often very nurturing and kind of homebodies. Cancer energy this week. What messages do we have for the Cancers? Divine guidance, loving clarity. Oh, interesting. So this is coming through like there's a little bit of energy here of like getting out of our cocoon, coming out of our introspection, coming out of our emotional watery depths. It's like that thing of like, we don't, it's great. It's obviously like I'm a huge one for being in touch with our emotion, but we don't want to be attached and in our emotions all the time. So I feel like this is a pretty specific message for like just a few people. There's an energy here of wanting to bring in the fire, Queen of Wand. Stoke the fire, fan the fire, kind of like, yeah, that. And that is like, I feel like some of you might require just a slight deepening anchor into your spiritual practices, like your intuitive sacred practices, because Queen of Wands here is like really wanting to be empowered. At the same time, this could be a person, you're looking over at them, feeling a little forlorn. That's part of this. Queen of Cups reverse, I feel, is you in this reading, Cancer, feeling a little melancholy. Like there's that slight, which we all get sometimes, like just a bit of maybe self-pity or, yeah, wallow. And then the Queen of Wands is here like, yo, hey, you right? Like, just get some fire in that water. Like, heat yourself up. Go for a walk. Breath of Fire is that pumping action. I highly recommend Breath of Fire when we're going through really deep shit like grief and really profound, intense emotions. It's not like literally sometimes emotion is so powerful, all we can do is like blink. Like And yet, gosh golly, we're never the same on the other side. Life is so weird, isn't it? That's why I like to kind of openly just chat about stuff, because oftentimes, you know, people's reactions, especially as young people, can limit us from expressing ourselves, and yet, like, we're supposed to live in a free world, you know? It's like, can we not express ourselves? Okay, so I've just pulled one card for affirmation, Cancer. There is a sense of balancing your energy, fire, water. It's like the water is taking over, again, whomever this is for, and the message or the divine guidance is like stoking that fire. Again, my recommendation would be doing lots of breath of fire. I might have a tutorial, or you could reach out and I could send you a little video tutorial on the breath of fire. So there you go, Cancer. Let's move on to our lovely Leos. Leo is a fellow fire sign. I've often I've had really like kind of divine connections that are Leo, or creative, collaborative Leo energy. Leo, divine guidance, love, and clarity here in this week of May. There you are. The sun shines upon you. Yeah, no shit. Hanged Man, making you feel kind of disempowered right now. There's King of Wand energy and the Sun, so you're coming through really powerful in this reading, Leo. The Hanged Man, I feel like maybe this energy, this global energy right now is incredibly sticky for you. Some of you guys are having these sleepless nights, okay? I ultimately feel like the sleepless nights are almost directly connected to this Hanged Man energy. Like, when is this energy going to end? When is it going to lift? And you're just not... This isn't, like, heavy-handed, this reading. This just feels like you're not as on fire as normal. Like, the sun's a bit dim. Not that that's a bad thing, you know? It's like the sun is as equally important as the rain, as the clouds, as the nighttime, right? It's this whole co-creative balancing act that ultimately the energies totally are mastered, you know? Like, it's all good. I feel like you might have an underlying decision that's causing you a bit of stress here, Leo. You might have a decision that's causing you a bit of stress. That's why that King of Wands. There again, this is like, you gotta tune in. There's definitely something about like calming and resting. Possibly getting outside, I feel, as well for some of you. Like, put your feet on the grass kind of thing. Feel your connection to nature. Feel your connection to nature, or even meditate with fire, like, you know, the candle meditation. Yeah, because for some of you, whomever this resonates with, like, there's a bit too much going on in your head, because I don't feel like it's even so often with the sword energy, it's not real. It's just something that we're thinking about. It's something going over. For some reason, I do feel this is connected to this energy of, like, not where we're gonna go, unknown, uncertainty. I feel like, again, some of you are feeling really uncomfortable in this unknown phase, and ultimately you do have a decision to make. For some of you, it could have to do with your creative world. You have to embody the transformational energy, so you're gonna have to navigate finding a way to get back into the upright, the upstanding king. And the spiritual guidance here is basically to listen to your inner voice, which is where I'm getting, like, instead of, like, doing all the things to try to find the answer, just sit and get quiet and let the answer come to you, basically, Leo. All right, my lovers. Leos, let's crack on to the Virgo. My beautiful, beautiful Virgos. Let's see what we got on the cards for you guys today. Mega hot love. Sorry guys. I felt like this. I almost didn't make our video today because I just was like, whoosh, la la la. Yeah, there's some pretty significant ending happening for my Virgos here. There's the Devil reverse, which again, I'm like thinking, okay, you're overcoming something or something's being cut out. And then what's so beautiful, so there's actually a really lovely energy flow. We've got just 4 cards. We have 8 of Pentacle, Devil reverse, Ace of Cup, and then it's supported here with the end of the 10, like the 10 of Swords. So this is telling me, and there again, within the last few weeks, there has been this sort of this accelerated but and like expanded energy, which weirdly felt like really honing intuition, really honing awareness, becoming more clear, and at the same time, this like this slow, almost like observing things in slow motion as well. So it feels like you've been cutting at it or like looking at it from lots of different angles, working at it, focusing on doing your work, focusing on getting yours in. You're looking toward a 9 or 10 of Pentacle, obviously, right? And that's sovereignty. That's your complete independence and sovereignty, which means you're not gonna work at something just to be hooked into the Devil energy. You're not working your arse off just so you can keep working your arse off for other people. 10 of Swords. So this needs to come to an end. I feel like in amongst you working hard, you're starting to see that Devil energy more clearly. Which could be patterns and cycles, right? Of denial. And then you seeing it, cutting it out, or recognizing that the cycle is coming to an end. It brings this Ace of Cups. Let's get one card to clarify. Virgo, Ace of Cups. What's the Ace of Cups? I mean, typically, yes, this is a cup of love. It feels a little bit more, pronounced to me that this Ace of Cups feels like a new beginning in your whole life. You're not compromising. Yeah, this energy is pretty, I want to say astute. Like, you're really breaking out the shits. And this is what I mean about, like, so you're coming out of, like, that mental enslavement, like, having to compromise. For some of you Virgos, you might resonate with being a people pleaser, so you're healing from this, all these cards are basically affirming Devil with 10 of Swords. You're healing from this rather long-winded, exhausting, mentally corrupting, when you have to compromise your soul. You're healing from this abuse, basically, which is why this Ace of Cups feels to me like more than just like, I'm a knight and I'm gonna offer you a cup. No, this cup is like the divine being like, this is a new life of joy, beauty, radiance, health, wealth, true love. Like, this Ace of Cups feels like a karmic angel download. I'm hearing like something really, really benevolent, and again, it's this kind of joy in the emotional offering means money, love, community, all the things. So right on, Virgo. All you got to do is kind of stay light and in the moment. Live in the moment. It's like it's already done. It's coming to you. Some of you might not feel like that just because this card is here. This relates, I think, to this, and of course this. It's like you've just been fucking through it, Virgs. And for whatever reason, this cycle, you've been working hard. And so these setbacks, holy heck, they have just felt like, when's it gonna end, kind of thing. And I feel like it is. It's ended. And yeah, there's another beautiful energy for you, the Empress. So yeah, full power, coming into your full power, Virgo. Okay, my lovely Libras, let's see what goes on with the Libra energy this week. I want to get some cards for my lovely Libras. Tight. Holding on to your pentacles. or just kind of, I don't actually, I feel like that is more to do with, you're just being smart. You're not, it's not like being tight, like what I first said. This is like just being smart with your money, basically, in a time when you're not 100% sure, right? So you're just a little bit tight with the money, or that's what I said. I didn't mean smart. That's what I wanted to say. You're being smart with your pentacle. You're just, and then because we have the Queen of Swords here, so this is like being self-directed, and there's a little bit of an energy of not taking shit from nobody. You have a Tower card here, there, and the Towers are the upright, and there's a sense of somehow Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, Towers all connected, leading you to a much more joyful foundation here with Four of Wands. So there is a bit of a flurry of activity with this Tower moment. Tower moments essentially, in a very basic way, just mean that some stuff goes down that's completely out of your control and is a bit shocking, like a little bit like, oh Shazam, what was that? Like, going into work as per usual one day, and then your boss calling into the office and giving you a redundancy package or something like that, right? Where you're not necessarily fully expecting this Tower moment. We're like any of us, where it's like you think one thing and then you suddenly find out that the person you love, or the person you've been in love with has been dating other people. It's like these really like fuckadoodles, right? And yet from the perspective of conscious creatorship, you still have to own your part in it. Like how we blindly trust people, or how we give power to people and assume they're this way or that way. And that's, rather than living in the moment, trusting our intuition. So this is an evolution for you, Libra. This Page of Swords reverse feels like possibly a younger person, possibly a child or a childlike character, who straight up, like, because the Page is reverse here, they're sneaky. I want to say, like, they're sneaky and manipulative, and this could be part of that Tower moment. You might be in power, so whether you're a boy or a girl, Queen of Swords is like a decisive, like, I'm not taking your fucking shit no more. And that's possibly where the Tower comes down, but you're cutting out the bull, Libra. You're cutting out people that deceive, manipulate, lie, gossip. Like, who fucking needs it? Especially when you're working really hard to keep everything together. So let the Tower come down. Empower your freedom with the Queen here. Empower your freedom, because you're on your way to setting up this new foundation and a much happier life. Much happier life with this. Balanced. And it's like holy matrimony. It's like, this is the honeymoon card. So, I mean, this is legit awesome. Libra, thanks. Okay, let's move on to the Scorpios. Ooh. Okay, Scorps. So some of you guys might be feeling a little bit stuck, and or you might be wanting to move. You've had to walk away from something you've invested in, emotional investment. Ugh, my heart feels heavy, Scorpio. This lack of stability, Four of Wands reverse. So I feel like you felt really stifled creatively, and you've possibly been trying to put these like stable foundations down, and it's just not been working. I feel like you've had to walk away from something you've been building up in your heart, like emotional investment, and you've walked. There's something really heavy here, Scorpio, for whoever it's resonating with, this energy of like walking away. I think you might be a bit depressed, whoever this reading is for. Ugh, I almost want to cry. I feel like I don't know, I feel like there's some kind of energy of like feeling really sad about what you've lost, and feeling like you're just depressed, a bit melancholy, like you're focusing on all your losses. feel like some of you are focusing on a Queen of, or a Pentacle energy, like a Nine of Pentacle. You might have someone that maybe you had a happy foundation with, that they're gone. And I feel like you're having a hard time kind of getting over that. So self-love and the Lover's energy and the Star card here. Scorpio, it's really in time for you to empower yourself. You know, focus on your dreams, love yourself. I feel like you've had just cycles of emotional disappointment, and there's been a significant loss in something that was once stable with someone who you saw as sovereign and abundant, and yet you walked away. Whatever it was that you were building, you walked away, and I think you're possibly feeling a bit forlorn about that. If you love yourself and focus on your dreams, it will turn around eventually, Scorpio. Let's get one more card for the Scorpio here. I want to say I'm sorry, Scorpio. I feel sad for some reason reading this. Okay. Maybe give yourself a little adventure. Remember the innocence that you are. Go play outside, you know, like... Yeah, it's been a pretty tough go, I think, for a lot of people. I mean, gosh. What is life, right? Alright. Let's crack on. My Ophiuchus. My Ophiuchus lovers. You guys are so legit. So legit. Too legit to quit. Huh. So, Ophiuchus, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so same, that 10 of Swords is coming up in a lot of the readings, which obviously is a massive signifier of like coming to the end of a pretty brutal cycle. These swords are ultimately, like, the way we could see them on a metaphysical level, are like the sword energy is like our karma. It's the unconscious creation energy, the wind, the ether, the thoughts create things, right? So we're all having these thoughts, and then we learn about conscious creation, or like bringing in good thoughts, but then all this shit still manifests. That's karma. The seeds we've sown already in our consciousness, right? In our or rather the unconscious, the darkness within us, which is where we manifest all these distortions, which I call them in the book. And have to find clever ways to transform those densities and ultimately shapeshift the patterns of our mind, right? To be more benevolent. So, Ophiuchus, there's this overarching theme here of like the self-love, and the only card in the upright is the Ace of Wands. And I have to say, there's this powerful energy here of like you're choosing you, and you're choosing your creative passion. And then like the advice is like just focus on that. I feel like love and healing and more love and more healing and fun and all that stuff will come along as you focus on your creative passion. Ace of Wands, that's it. Everything else essentially is like, it's like grabbing that wand and flying with it, right? So it's like, yeah, rather than focusing on love or, you know, trying to make offers, just focus on your creativity, basically. And I feel like, you know, the new beginnings that you're possibly seeking will come from you just focusing on your creative endeavors. All right. My Ophiuchus lovers, thank you guys. Maybe keep those out, actually. Hermit. Sagittarius. Ah, Sagittarius, my fire, my mutable fire lovers. Let's see what's going on with the Sagittarius. Page of Cups. There's definitely, because there's a Page of Pentacle there. I knew it. I just knew there'd be all these pages for some reason. I think you're going to take a bit of time for yourself, Sag. This week, you've got a decision to make. I want to say to you, choose love and abundance. Choose love and abundance over, like, mental rightness. Page of Swords reverse. Page of Pentacle. You got a lot of messages. You've got messages coming in, and I dare say that it's like multifold. Messages from the internet, messages in the form of emails, messages from people you know, inspired messages from within self. And ultimately, Sag, this is you coming into your power fully, Empress. The Empress energy is here, and I feel like this is you embodying your truth, your wholeness, your power, all of it. This is you in the fullness of who you are. That's what your decision is. Ultimately, your decision is to choose you, not the thought, or not the emotion, or not the person. Page of Pentacle could be a person, and you're going, you're great, you're cute, I like you, except I'm still going to choose myself. In as far as I'm going to choose to liberate myself as the Empress and to not give my power to pages. I just had a spin out moment of thinking I was still reading for a Fucus. I'm like, no, this is a new reading for Sag. So Sag, yeah, this is something about you really owning your power and going within whenever needed to really make that decision based on all these messages you're getting. Bearing in mind the thought messages are the least clear. Emotional messages are clear. The pentacle, like your physical reality messages, are clear. And then the mindscape isn't as much. So empower your clarity of mind, right? Yeah, some of you guys might really need a bit of rest here. And there could be super duper aware. There's the Page of Swords reversed. Be really aware of yourself or other, comparing yourself to other. You don't need that. That's not going to help. It kind of loops you back into feeling suppressed and in your mind. So be super aware of whether it's you or whether it's other people putting it on you. You don't need to compare. It's a false construct in essence, because we're super duper unique. And the more you come into your Empress, when people compare you to other people, you're like, ow, that's not who I am though. Why are you comparing me? Right? And there's something about staying locked in your mind, i.e. staying suppressed when people do that. So hermit mode feels pretty powerful. Like, really, really give yourself permission to take the time you need, you know? There's no rush. Patience. Okay, my lovely Saggies. Let's move on to my Capricorns. Cappies. Capricorn. Anyone resonating with Capricorn energy here now? Divine guidance. Anyone who stumbles upon this video, divine guidance for people stumbling upon this video. My lovers. So I am Capricorn ascendant, and after the last year and a bit, yeah, a year and a half, it's like 2 years even, this reading is like, thank you, Lord, heaven ordered is mighty, like, thank you for, yeah, there's the sun. Sun card is super duper powerful. Sun card is like, we're good, basically. Chariot moving forward finally, and 3 of Pentacle reverse. Do you know that all this feels like to me is like, I feel like for some of you, Capricorn, you're finally believing in yourself, listening to yourself, and letting you move forward in that energy rather than fucking listening to other people. But that bodes well for you. This is what, I mean, Capricorn, or I would say, I'm ascending Capricorn, but like, Capricorn, this cardinal sign, it's an earth sign. So, like, it's super, like, I would say Capricorns are partly responsible for the manifest reality. Like, the persistence in seeing something through. Although fixed signs could be like that as well. But, like, they're the mountain goat, right? They're, like, cleverly having to, like, navigate these wild energies. So with the Capricorn now, by you not listening to other people, you're now, and the Sun and the Chariot are major arcana. So yeah, what did I just say at the beginning? Like, basically after the intensity of the restrictions that you've likely felt, and if the last couple of years has been anything like mine, like just literally everything being taken away, but like one after the other, like straight, I'll share with you guys, like the last couple of years as the node shifted into Capricorn Cancer and all of this wild, yeah, Capricorn and Saturn energy from the end of 2017. It was coming to the end of a relationship. My mother got deported and taken away from me. I was in an abusive living situation with somebody lying to my face, and essentially all of my finances bottomed out to the point of near bankruptcy. I lost my car, I lost my apartment, I lost a couple of really, really good friends, like literally just, and I own it all. I'm not playing victim here when I express that. I'm like, I had to keep owning it all to see it through, to get to a place where I'm safe and I'm okay, and the finances are beginning to build again. So it's like, and like those are like tower moments after tower moments after tower moment, and like pretty much nobody from that one reality came with me to my new reality. Everyone in my new reality is new. Like from 2017, there's sort of like a couple of people, and everyone in my reality is business oriented. Everyone is somehow connected to Ultra Love as well. All right, so that's, I think, fine for Capricorn. Yay. Sun shining. Oh, do you know what I did right at the last minute there? I pulled a Queen of Wands, and that made me think of, like, as well, the Capricorn, you're coming more into like a mystical, maybe spiritual, like you're wanting to get more spiritual, and or for some of you, you're attracted to a fire sign, or a fire sign's attracted to you. There's this fire sign coming in. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Feminine energy. But of course, it could be a guy in general reading. Okay, I'm going to move on now. I'm going to move to the Aquarius. Aquarius, Queen of Swords reverse, Page of Cups. Page of Cups, a message in love. There's a decision when it comes to love and you're in hermit mode, or the advice is like, take hermit mode. Aquarius, whomever you're dealing with isn't telling the truth, I don't think. This is a Queen of Swords reverse. And they're turning their back on you. So you have Queen of Swords reverse, turning their back on you, or it's you turning your back on a situation. However, it feels more like whoever you're dealing with has made a decision, is turning their back on you. Even though you might still want to offer this cup of love, I would say, based on these cards, go within and get really clear in your heart space and make a decision. I feel like this is maybe a bit of a pattern of you always wanting to offer this love, or this is a reversal thing. This younger Page of Cup energy is wanting to make these offers of love, and you're just turned the other way. And yet, I mean, if that's you turn the other way, the advice is like, go within, take hermit mode to make a decision. Don't just make a snap decision, because this Page of Cups is in the upright, Aquarius. a lot of sword energy, a lot. This Knight of Swords, some of you got Knight of Swords charging at you too. Somebody from your past, possibly. Somebody who you feel, somebody who's deeply attracted to you. Someone who is deeply attracted to you possibly is wanting to offer you a cup, which is why I feel like they've met you before. They're charging ahead really fast. Maybe that's why you've turned your back on the Page of Cups. Hence the decision is here. There's very likely two people coming at you, hence the decision, and going within her. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's why the Queen is unstable, or just in the reverse, is that you're just feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this. It's just like amazing, you know. It's amazing to, it's sometimes, it can always get overwhelming, and yes, it leads to having to make a decision, but it's beautiful when there's that much attraction and, you know, people wanting to make offers and tell you how awesome you are. So yay, Aquarius, amazing. All right, let's move on. We've got Pisces. So Pisces is the final sign for today. If I ever miss any, thank you, Andrew, for doing the timestamps. Really appreciate all of you guys showing up at this channel. It's so awesome to meet you all, and I love your comments. I love doing your private readings as well, and just having chats and feedback. Really, Pisces, you're building your strength. Some of you guys are mourning, grieving some death process here. Sorry to hear that, Pisces. Yeah, there's like this rebuilding your strength after some really freaking hard work. Something like somebody's energy of having to stand your ground, like you're not coming back in here. I've worked too hard for this. And hence where your strength, it might be wearing thin, but it's still here. Pisces, you know, this kind of energy doesn't always or often come up in a reading, but I have to say, when it does, it does. And the Death card with Five of Cups is often, to me, symbolic of actual death, or like spirit energy coming in. So people on the other side kind of thing. Someone on the other side communicating with you while you are grieving the loss of this energy. You know, so for those of you that resonates with, mega hug love, big hugs. You know, any of us who've dealt with grief, it's just a matter of being with it and moving through it and doing anything we can to ultimately help us see it through and feel better and mourn, grieve properly, you know, let go. Now, the cards that support this energy, and which also tells me that's the card or the energies coming in, are Nine of Pentacles with the Success card, the Six of Wands, and a Knight of Cup. So some of you might be offering a cup of love to somebody, or you might be receiving that cup. Clearly, when you're starting to get on the other side of this death process, whether it's someone else who leaving your reality, or whether a part of you, so it could be ego death, and then looking at everything that you've done, and looking at everything you've achieved and then lost, and then looking at all the failed relationships, like all that can be the process as well. Just so you know, it's not, in fact, it's probably rarely actual physical death, and more often than not, especially in these general readings, like in general, a kind of sense of like, well, what are you dying to? You're dying to your old life. It's because even when we're in this great review, there comes a point where we're even tired of reviewing our lives. Like, okay, great, like all that shit happened. Now I just want to live it. You know, now I want to live it because I'm not in the pain I was 6 months ago or 5 months ago, because I processed my grief and I'm moving on. I'm feeling better. So what now? So you're working on your pentacle. You're working on feeling successful in your creative life and possibly moving forward full of love. And that means as well, I feel like you're preparing to be open to receive it. You've been working hard. I feel like for some of you, you just need this bit of time to kind of tie up loose ends grieve the final grieving tears and then start to feel really good about yourself. Straight up legit, that success card, the six of wand, I just am hearing a message that for some of you this could mean actual recognition on some level. I'm seeing that image of a like, oh, and then a lot of people suddenly seeing you, a lot of people suddenly recognizing you. I'm not sure how that ties in for all of you. But of course you guys let me know, right, in the comments. I absolutely adore. So yeah, this is definitely a shift for you Pisces, like really coming into success and then ultimately absolute fulfillment. Other than this, the only next thing would be then you have all the money you need, all the emotional resource, and then a few more people show up to kind of bring in that 10 and 10, which is the ultimate, right? Full manifestation power, and then ultimately the exhibition of a totally happy and contented and abundant life. So you're a leader for sure here at Pisces. Mega hot love. That's your weekly readings, my lovers. I'm going to be starting the monthly readings this week. Keep an eye out for that. And again, those of you who are subscribed and watching on the daily, make sure to hit the notifications so that you don't miss a live share. You guys know I share a lot intuitively, and I'm working on the private platforms to keep All to Love a sustainable platform for everyone. So if you want to join the live share crew or set up a monthly donation to keep the channel going, I would really, really appreciate it. You guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week, if not sooner. I'll see the live share crew tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Happy Sunday, my loves, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.